I was a broken pastor living in Cartersville, Georgia, not knowing what my true purpose was, but I was leading while bleeding. And I got tired of living with my mask, telling everybody else to take theirs off. I was tired of the broken little girl that still had daddy issues, dealing with rejection, dealing with molestation. So I began to cry out to the Lord for change. Anybody ever cried out for change? But change starts in the inside first. So I set myself down and I moved to Charlotte and I went on a journey to reinvent myself. And this is what you see. So, how many of you guys ever felt stuck? You know there's more than life. You know there's more to you than what you're living. By a show of hands. You know you're not living to your full potential. I got some answers for you today. Anybody want some answers? I want to show you how to take your personal brand to the next level. Can we say to the next level? Because the you see in the mirror is not the real you yet. So I need y'all to pull out your cell phones, look yourself in the mirror, in your camera reflection. When you get it up, I want you to say, I got it.
I got it.
You got it? So I want you to tell that person bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You have hindered me long enough.
Oh,
you have sabotaged my destiny long enough. You and your issues.
You and your issues
has been blocking my finances long enough.
Blocking my finances long enough.
So I'm serving you notice. Bye-bye.
Serving you notice. Bye-bye.
So close that chapter of your life. I want to start off with a quote. And if y'all can write it down, because this may change your life, the whole perception of how you see yourself. God did not send you to earth to participate in life. He did not send you to earth to participate in life. He sent you to earth to dominate your life.
Yes! That's good.
He did not send you to earth to participate in life. He sent you to dominate your life. So when I say I, you say dominate. I
dominate.
I
dominate.
I
dominate.
So I'm going to check in from doing my time duration. I
dominate.
So I'm going to take you on a journey. And through life, we go through dimensions to dimensions. We go through level to levels. We go from places to places. The problem is the places you have been, some of those places hurt you. Some of those places hindered you. Some of those places caused you to walk in a false identity. And we cover it up with a hallelujah. We cover it up with running through church. We cover it up with prophesying and laying on hands. But when you get home, you still stuck. You still struggling. You still hurt. You still broken. And you still abused. And God is looking like, I did not send you to earth just to participate with everybody else. I sent you to dominate your life.
My God.
So in my journey, when I moved, I had to go on a journey to getting back to the original person that God sent on earth. Not the person that was rejected. Not the person that was abused. Not the person who was afraid to be great. Not the person who couldn't read or write. Not the person who couldn't comprehend. But the person that God sent me. So the first journey I had to go on, I want you to write this down, called Discovery Journey.
Discovery Journey.
Discovery. And I'm going to give you several things that you have to discover to get to where God wants you to get to. So the first thing you need to discover is not who you need. Rather, it's who you need to be.
Come on.
It's not who I need by my side. It's not who I need on my team. It's not who I need in my life. But it's the who do I need to be.
That's good.
outside the titles, outside the position, outside of being the mom, the wife, but who do you need to be as a woman? Each year of my life, I began to go off of one word, and that one word would drive me for the whole year. Because I was the person who didn't believe in myself because of what other people told me that I wasn't qualified to do. What other people said, oh, you can't start a school because you don't have a degree. So I had to discover my it factor.
That's good. That's good.
That it thing about me.
Well,
You know, the it that makes you so great, the it that makes you just like, it's something about her that I need. You know, we all have that it factor. That it factor that makes you so powerful. And the it factor is normally the things that you do bad right now. That you run away from.
that's good.
The it thing is what you try to cover up with the Mac and the Mary Kay. The it thing is what you try to cover up as women, putting the girdles on and the heels on. That it thing about you that make you so uniquely made that God took his time to count the hairs on your head. That it thing about you.
Yes, yes.
That's what's going to set your personal brand apart, because you got a snitch about yourself that every time you leave the room, people remember your smell and your aroma that you left in the room. So oftentimes we leave the room and nobody remember us. Oftentimes we leave this earth and don't nobody remember we even existed because we haven't discovered that it thing about ourselves. So say, I want to discover my it thing.
I want to discover my it thing.
And then the second thing I want you to discover is your power source. What makes you powerful? Is it the way you love people? Is it the way you encourage people? Is it the way you see the best in people? What is so powerful about you? The mess you've been through, that makes you powerful. Because the mess didn't break you. The mess didn't destroy you. The mess didn't cause you to draw back. See, some people have that bounce back anointing. You know, they go through so much and they still bouncing back, and the people around you, how in the world is she still standing after all the hell she has been through? That may be the one thing that people remember about you, and that may be the one thing that can get you to get paid to be who you are. Not teaching people how to bounce back from adversity. You ever heard of a Harriet Tubman? She had that it thing about her.
Yes, she did.
No, I understand that the system says we are slaves, but God told me I am free. That was that it thing about her. No matter where you are geographically, you don't allow your circumstances to control your destiny. So that may be your it thing that causes the power source, that drive and that determination to say, God didn't call me to do that. There is a power that lies so deep within your belly, and only if you can access it, you can really set a generation free. We're still talking about personal branding, all about how people remember your name and who you stood for. We're always trying to do something and not trying to be who God has called us to be. There is a difference. And once you discover who you are without the titles, you can clearly see your it factor. Clearly, and then develop your power source. So you want something else you got to discover? Discover the place that make you fruitful. Be fruitful and therefore multiply.
That's good.
Because that it factor will cause the power to rise up in you, and it will cause you to produce things that you would never thought you can produce. Who would have thought a little girl like me from the east side of Detroit would become a best-selling author, become a speaker, getting paid just by being an angel? I embrace the things that hurt me. I embrace my pain. And I allowed it to fuel me to fulfill my purpose on earth. I no longer run away from the little girl that shied away. I embrace her. Because without her, I could not be the person I am today. So we got to understand that we do live by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of our testimony. And if people can rob you of your testimony and torment you, you will never see your purpose because you're still seeing yourself out of the eyes of defeat. But you got to understand there is an it factor about you that can't nobody take away from you. I don't care how far they beat you. I don't care what they do to you, what they call you. They cannot take away the power source that God placed on the inside of you. Can nobody take away Angela? Can nobody take away my personality? Can nobody take away that it factor about me? Can nobody do it like me because God only created one of me? And I don't want to dummy myself down about being you, no offense, but I want to be all who God has called me to be because I love you from the top of my head to the sole of my feet. I love the belly roll, the back fat, all of that. I love all of that. All of it, embracing all of the mess. And when you embrace it, then you can give your message. But when we look in the mirror, we run away like, no, I don't like that about me. Baby, that's makes you so unique. You know, I had to learn to embrace my freckles. You know, there's a mile industry that look for women with freckles. So what is that thing about you that you run away from? Where will your fruit come from? Will it be through your tears and you write in your book? Will it be through your heart pouring out, encouraging somebody else? Will it be from the love that you give after heartbreak and heartbreak? Where are you going to be fruitful from? I remember Hannah, she was fruitful in her distress because she couldn't produce a child. But I can produce my tears that's going to turn into a seed that's going to give life to something that God already promised me. So He want to get you to a low place so He can raise you. So He can raise you up.
My God.
And when you get to a low place, only thing you can do is look up. And then when you look up, you will see that maybe it's not so bad. Maybe if I only really forgive, that I can really do and be who God has really called me to be. So the fourth thing I want you to discover is your inner circle. After I'm the person that I need to be, now I can attract the people in my life that's going to help me to the next level. It was last year, the first year of the Queendom Takeover Tour, 2018. I was on fire. I was doing this, and I ran into a place I felt stuck. I didn't know which way to go. And you know what God told me? He said, connect with the right people for the right reasons at the right time. And I believe we are in the room with the right people. For the right reason, which is possess the land. The land your feet walk on. The land your feet walk on. Possess that land first. And then He will give you possession over everything that your heart even desires. We're still talking about personal branding because it's how you show up. It's how you step in the room. It's how you participate with people around you. It's how you are present in the moment, knowing what you need, who you need it from, and why you need it. Tapping into that power source. When you tap into your power source, you cause other people around you to tap into their power source, and that will set the tone of your personal brand, because it's not what you leave to people, it's what you leave in people. I don't remember what my mother got me for my 5th birthday, but I remember the words she told me because it left a mark in my soul. You may not remember people, what they gave you, but you remember how they treated you. That was their personal brand in your life. So you got to think about, how do people feel when they leave my presence? I always say, I don't want people just to talk to me, but I want you to have an experience with me. Because an experience brings about transformation. And transformation leave your name in an atmosphere of rooms that you're not even in. See, people won't give you their real opinion about you while they're in your face. But when you being the best you, when you always being the best you cause other people to be the best them because it convicts them. See, I was that person that I get around people and I see what they had on, and if I was overdressed, I would change my clothes. I would go out on a date and he have on jeans and I have on a skirt, and I would go change my clothes. I would dummy down. Then God said, no, I didn't bring people around you for you to dummy down. I brought them around you so you could bring them up. Then I'm talking because we think, oh, I don't have money like they have, and I don't talk like they have. But baby, just talk how God wants you to talk, and therefore you will be effective in your skin and what you are called to do. See, we are living a time where the younger generation need older women to look up to. I want my great granddaughters to know I existed on this earth. Then I want to leave her a roadmap through my books. This is how you get over this. This is what you do when this is happening. And this is who you are. I don't want the world telling my grandchildren who I am and I existed. No, not on my watch. So I had to set aside insecurity. So I had to set aside that I barely can read and spell words. I had to set all that stuff aside and tap into the power source, the oil where God anointed me at. And then I had to maximize, how can I get paid for this? So now, when I look at a student, this is one of my students, y'all. So I'm looking at a student like, you know what? I helped her change her generation. I helped her great-granddaughters know who she is by allowing her to be her authentic self and embracing every mess that she's been through as her message. Dominate. I want y'all to get that word dominate in your spirit, because I don't want you to go home and say I dominate my home, but I dominate my mind. I take over and I dominate my heart, my soul. I'm not going to allow the things of this world to hinder me from being who God has called me to be. I've come to realize that I love it when people tell me I can't do something now. Not because of trying to prove them wrong. It shows me their ignorance. Because you don't know who you are. Because you see something in me that intimidates you. And now you want to cause me to draw back from who God called me to. No, not on my watch. Not on my watch. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Who consider themselves as queens in the room? Right? So taking your personal brand to the next level, you got to discover.
All right.
Everything you discovered, you have to develop it. Develop it. It's your job to develop it. Taking the classes, learning what you need to learn, doing what you need to do so that you can dominate. So when I say, when real queens stand up, I want y'all to stand up. So when real queens stand up, they stay up bold but beautiful. They stand up calm but courageous. They stand up fierce but feminine. So what my